Thailand, it's all about the food. It's the national pastime. Thai street food is the most accessible of all types of cooking in the kingdom. It's different from the food that's eaten at home. It's a hybridized cuisine, a blend of all the people who've come to Thailand. But for the Thais, it's not just about the eating. Cooking and food is fundamental to their culture. It gives flavour and texture to their customs and traditions. The love of food is shared by all Thais, and some of the best eating can be found in the markets and on the streets. Here is where we begin this episode. Lunch is a jungle, and just like the streets of Bangkok, it's a pressing, congested affair, as you will see. This is the lull before the onslaught of hungry Thais. Lunch comes at a cost. Many of the cooks who man these stalls have been at work since dawn, preparing for the storm about to begin. At midday, the workers are unleashed and flood from their offices on an urgent quest: lunch. Thais have hitched on to the industrial global economy. Consequently, their leisurely approach to food has now been concentrated and fits into a corporate timetable. So they will have an hour for lunch. The thing about Thai street food is that it's fast food, and yet it's not industrialized fast food. It is still artisanal in its origin, authentic in its taste, and yet rapid to cook. It serves the community very well indeed. And what's on offer would put a spring in anyone's step.
แล้วก็เจอส้มตำไทยใช่ไหมครับนี่ตำปูปลาร้าตำลาวโอ้โหเป็นอาหารนิชานจริงๆก็มีแล้วก็ทำเผ็ดใช่ไหมครับเผ็ดก็มีไม่เผ็ดก็มีโอ้ก็ดีครับแล้วก็มีคอนเทคเอาไว้เรือทานที่นี่ครับ
Curry, stir fries, noodles of all kinds, satay, grilled prawns, fried rice and green papaya salad. And to finish, the best of fresh fruit or a luscious sweet treat.
ก็มันก็มีหลากหลายให้เลือกดีอะค่ะก็คือมันไม่จำเจด้วย
Some stalls specialize in selling only one type of dish, such as spring rolls or fish cakes. Another stall might cook pad thai grapao, spicy stir fries with holy basil. What is required is that the food is fast, affordable and good. If a stall is busy, it is so because it fills these demands.
มันสะดวกอะค่ะเพราะเนื่องจากว่าตลาดตรงนี้มันมีของที่หลากหลายใกล้กับออฟฟิศด้วยแล้วก็มันมีเมนูที่ค่อนข้างเยอะทั้งจะเป็นสไตล์ยุโรปก็มีเป็นไทยก็มีเป็นแบบอีสานก็มีอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะมันค่อนข้างจะหลากหลายเป็นฟิวชั่นเหมือนกัน
Food malls and markets in the commercial district operate only from midday until 2 p.m.
Food is very important for Thai people's life, and of course, lunch is an important social event for Thai people. It's not just lunch; it's about getting together. It's about eating things you like. So the food market, or the street food, serves many purposes.
วันนี้ทานข้าวมันไก่อะค่ะไทยๆกุ้งสดค่ะเป็นบะหมี่หมูแดงเกี๊ยวค่ะ
เพราะฉะนั้นยุงมากคนมาแล้วก็มันนำท่วมมาใช่ไหมครับสึนามิลูกค้าสึนามิใช่ไหมครับใช่
Lunchtime is short and sharp. For those 2 hours, wave upon wave of hungry workers hit the markets, then retreat back to work. After lunch, given the heat, things quieten down. And in this market, people keep on returning because of the wide variety of dishes available. Care goes into all aspects of cooking and serving. A good product means a returned customer, and that's the basis of a solid business.
เพื่อที่ว่าจะต้องรับลูกค้าไปไม่เกิน 7:15 ก่อนพนักงานออฟฟิศขึ้นตึกกับเขา
ตอนลูกค้าเยอะๆเราจะมีการจัดการด้วยการที่เราให้บัตรคิวนะคะโดยที่ลูกค้าจะออเดอร์ไว้ก่อนนะคะแล้วเราก็จัดเรียงตามคิวค่ะ
กินอย่างรวดเร็วทำทุกอย่างอย่างรวดเร็วอย่างผมทำงานก็ต้องรีบทำแล้วทำนี่ทุกอย่างให้เสร็จดังนั้นสตรีทฟู้ดเนี่ยเราถึงเวลากินปุ๊บต้องใช้เวลาน้อยๆกินแล้วเราก็ทำงานต่อได้เลยนะครับ
Some customers don't have that much time or want to eat later in the day, so they will go to their favourite stall and stock up. Such takeaways used to be wrapped in banana leaves. However, now, most stalls use the ubiquitous plastic bag, sealed with some confounding rubber bands.
Well, this is my Waterloo. Nang Sadik, they say in Thai, rubber bands. I think Thai food is always packed, when you test takeaway, it's always packed in plastic bags. Everywhere you go, there are plastic bags, and to eat, they'll wrap it with a rubber band. I think it's a test of citizenship to be able to unwrap this with some degree of skill. It's a test that I've not yet passed, and I'm about to try it on camera in order to reveal the fact that I'm not Thai. So, here goes. I can't do it. I'm going to be humiliated again in public. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a problem at all. All you need to do is to eat in the markets, and you can open a rubber band as quickly as I can. I have to say that's really, really so impossible to believe.
The sheer variety of food dazzles, beckoning the hungry, and we'll see more of this next on the streets. In the centre of town, in the shadow of the tallest buildings, side streets and sois are bristling with Thais in the search for food.
There are several stores like this, but this is one of the easiest ones and nicest ones. Nice palo, which is some pork, braised pork with eggs and star anise. But that's the great thing about Bangkok, about eating on the streets, is everything's available. Things like mustard greens just boiled with some chicken legs, some platu, which is a little mackerel just stir-fried with some chilies. They've got mussels, they've got clams, they've got seafood of all types. There's everything in the market. Whatever you want, it's all available.
This street market is off Silom, one of the main thoroughfares in Bangkok. It threads and weaves its way from the modern city to a more village-like atmosphere.
And so, this is one of the things that does happen in Bangkok, in markets in particular, is that you'll have people coming through trying to earn money. And the blind in particular, one way that they can earn money is to sing, to entertain. So they're not begging, they're entertaining, expecting to be paid. It's blind busking. But it's traditional, and Thais, being a compassionate people, will support.
And fast food was never so good, so local, so satisfying, and so very, very Thai.
We find ourselves at a curry shop. Well, it's more than a curry shop, it's a place where you can sit down and relax. Again, a green curry with some fish dumplings. It's all catfish grilled, and you have it with some sadalman, which is this bitter plant here. It's in season now, and you eat them with a caramelized fish sauce.
Salads, fresh fruit juice, cloves, live fish, whatever you need you can find here. But in this market, what Thais really want is food. And to finish, there's dessert. Thais love sweets, after a meal, before a meal, or in place of one.
And one example of this is some นี่อะไรครับเนี่ยมีลูกตาลลอยแก้ว which is some palm sugar poached or simmered in perfume syrup with some sticky rice. Anything, everything, it's on the alleyways.
Thais can relax anywhere as long as there's food nearby.
Wherever there's space, there seems to be a restaurant that's bound to sprout. This one is underneath an old house, and houses such as this used to pepper Bangkok, old Bangkok, and they tell of a much gentler time.
A 100-year-old wooden house in Saladang. Some time ago, they decided to start selling food underneath this house.
This is ใส่แกงใช่ไหมครับ
ค่ะค่ะ
แกงอะไรครับ
แกงกระดูกหมูค่ะ
แกงกระดูกหมู so it's southern style.
Yeah.
A southern style of spicy curry of pork once more, of little pork knuckles. This is a gang song. Gang tepo. Okay, this is a Central Plains dish of prawns with Siamese watercress. This is a Penang of gai, ใช่ไหมครับ
ไก่ค่ะ
a chicken Penang curry, a red chicken Penang curry, some vegetables, and ni krua pling. Does your family come from the south?
Yes.
I thought they must do because there's quite a lot of southern curries here.
The quality of food, the proximity to offices, and the atmosphere means they are extremely popular. And there's a changing menu of dishes made fresh every day.
So tell me a little bit about this food
Yes.
that you sell. What's the most popular dish?
ขนมจีน
Khanom jin, so
Yes.
eating these noodles, which are fantastic noodles, and these are normally only eaten at lunchtime, aren't they?
Yes, yes.
But if you don't feel like a meal and just want a snack, well, there's plenty to be had. I have to confess, these are one of my weaknesses. I love sai grok brio.
Now to eat these little gems, they're quite simple really. You can eat them by themselves, but the best way to eat them is with a chili and some ginger and some cabbage. Wise though to have the sausage first before you have the chili, because these are quite fatty. So consequently, the chili will cut through the fat. Dum. Aroi.
After these delectable morsels, let's cook lunch. Next on Thai Street Food. And now it's time to cook some lunch.
Here we are on the streets, and I have to move rather quickly because I've been given the eye by the police, and not in a fetching manner, I have to tell you. So for lunch today, it's two simple dishes, two very fast dishes. First of all, a soup, a gengjut dinaman, which is an old-fashioned vegetable broth with some minced pork and prawns. And the second dish is a rather prosaic, but nonetheless, I hope quite delicious, crab fried rice. Let me start. Okay, and I'll grab some prawns and just slap the prawns, just pound it like that, just bruise them. That way, they'll be so much easier to mince and take only seconds to do. You don't want to really reduce this to a untextured pulp. I want a really coarse mince. Same with this pork. I've done some before, and then just slice it. Pork belly is the best thing to use. Chop it quite finely. And then I'll slice some vegetables. Chinese cabbage, Chinese broccoli, any type of Asian greens will do. Just slice them up quite finely. My vegetables are chopped, my pork and prawns are minced. The only other things that I need are some dried vegetables and some dried prawns. And then I'll be seasoning with some fish sauce, some white pepper and some white sugar. It's a really straightforward and easy soup. I'm using some rendered pork fat,
which is the traditional fat of Thailand. Of course, you could use vegetable oil if you are a little bit coy about using this saturated fat. Quite a lot. In Thai, this soup is called Kengjut Dinaman, which means literally a broth with pork fat. Let the garlic fry for a minute or so until it starts to take on some color. And it starts to become quite peppery too. I'll add my prawns. I'll add my pork. I'll add some dried prawns and some dried vegetables. Let it fry for a while until the prawns and pork are almost cooked. Then pour in some fresh chicken stock. Let the stock come up to the boil and then skim off any residue that might be on there. Add the vegetables. Now, let this soup just come up to the boil once again, and then we'll start to season it. It will need some white sugar, some white pepper, and some fish sauce as well. Quite a lot of fish sauce, and I have to say, effectively the soup is done. And there you have it, a simple dish, an easy dish, one that's not too difficult to do. All you need to make sure is that your ingredients are freshly prepared, and by attending to the technique, by making sure the ingredients are fresh, you're rewarded with a dish, a broth that's wholesome, hearty, delicious, and sings with taste. Time for the next dish, fried rice with crab. First for the sauce, prik nam pla. This is like Thai salt and pepper and is found on every table. Prik kinu, scuds I like to call them, are the best chilies to use. Their perfume and punch are unforgettable. Now on to my fried rice. This is a very simple dish, but once again, you'll need to have all of your ingredients ready to go. This includes crab meat, cooked rice, eggs, garlic, coriander, cucumber, spring onions, lard and oil. But you must make sure the wok is hot and tempered and therefore ready to go. I need to make a garlic paste. Pestle and mortar, pound with a little bit of salt, not too much salt, because we'll be seasoning the rice with some soy sauce later on. Some crab meat. This is freshly steamed crab, shelled, but you could also use pork, prawns, squid, almost any type of ingredient goes into a fried rice. I'm using Thai rice, Thai jasmine rice. Having said that, it's time to fry. Add my garlic, let that begin to fry, but don't let it color too much. Add some eggs. And stir that through very quickly. Push that to the side and add your rice. Fold that through. And it needs to cook gently so that the egg coats all the grains of the rice. Add some crab meat. And then we can season it with some soy sauce. Not too much. Pinch of sugar, pinch of white pepper. Add the remainder of the crab. Add some spring onions and some of the chopped coriander. And there it is done. It's pretty straightforward, really. In Thailand, they will often mold the rice, putting it into a small bowl and then turning it over onto a plate. I'm a rather free-form type of chap, and I prefer it looking rather natural like this. Chop some spring onions, add the cucumber and some cheeks of lime. Serve the fried rice with some prick num flour or the chili and fish sauce and with some of this soup. Simple and easy, a dish of the streets and a dish that makes you happy to live on the streets and eat on those same streets too. Lunch finishes almost as quickly as it begins, and places like the one behind me and all throughout the country, by about 2 o'clock they empty out as Thais return to work or go on to the rest of their day. It's a daily ritual that begins at midday and is over by 2. Lunch makes work worthwhile. I learned very quickly that you never get in between a Thai and their food, and it's especially so at lunchtime when they've got a limited amount of time and they need to eat. The thing about Thais is they have this enduring love affair about food. This consummate desire to eat as if it's more than something that's comfort, it's something that sustains their soul as well. And lunchtime, though perhaps isn't soulful, shows very clearly the Thais' quest to eat. On the next episode of Thai Street Food, it's all about curries, from the market to your plate.